everybody that Mohawk Valley gives. Sponsored by Staffworks and M&T Bank and brought to you by Town Square Media.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
All right, I'm playing around with this stream, trying to figure it out and what we're supposed to do, how it's best labeled. Right now, this one is labeled Keeler live stream Monday, 9/19/22. Does that make sense? Because today is the 19th, right? I believe it is. It is.
People are asking us how to find it. So for now, YouTube, we're doing Keeler live stream. Search Keeler live stream on YouTube.
And it will say Monday morning. So if you look for it, Christine, I'd like to see if you can find it easily. Okay. I don't know. Should I change the title every day, or do you keep the same feed? Davey has it right now. You got it, right, Davey?
Yep.
And you're seeing that it's the current day, 9/19.
Yep.
Yeah. So I think that would be the better way to do it, I'm thinking, because then you know what you're looking for. And then the beauty of it is it automatically archives. So you have like Friday's show, we stream for about an hour. It's automatically up there. And it's up there right after the show. So when people call and say, hey, I want to hear such and such a segment I missed earlier, it'll be easy for you to go and get it right through YouTube. Pretty excited about that. I'll learn more about this as I go on.
And once we have it down pat, we'll put a link up on our regular website that you can just click onto it.
That'd be too easy. I like to have them search. We could.
You
Make
guys
it
matched
difficult.
today.
Make it difficult.
Yeah,
we do.
At least on the streaming match.
We're on the stream, yeah. That's more of a light
probably
blue.
match his weight at this point. I am on another attempt at another Monday at another diet.
Don't even get me
I
started.
think maybe you should start on Tuesdays.
Maybe it should be a different day. So far, Monday has been very unsuccessful for him.
Well, there's just a lot of stress on Mondays.
Maybe that's it. Tonight, the Buffalo Bills play and Monday Night Football. Davey, that game is a 7:15 start, right?
Mm-hmm.
On
ESPN.
That'll be ESPN, so you can check that out on Monday Night Football. And then after that, the Bills will be playing a few Sundays at 1 o'clock. I'm pretty excited about that. I just don't like the late at night, all the late at night stuff. A Long Island woman was surprised by her lost cat when it showed up at the door and activated the doorbell camera. Here's the 8-year-old cat Lily activating the doorbell, meowing, and the owner, Stephanie Whitley, going to the door. The cat had been missing for 4 days, and she finally came home. Yeah, she's all excited, and everybody, and of course the woman thinks that the cat purposely activated the Ring doorbell. I don't think that happened.
Yeah.
I think it just came to the door and meowed.
No.
No, the cat was like touching it.
Whatever.
Yeah, no, the cat had planned for the last 3 days that when I get home, I'm going to say hi to Mom in the camera, the Ring doorbell camera. I'm going to wave, but touch it to activate it, wave, and then I'm going to throw a meow, which translates to, hi, Mom, I'm back.
You know what I find funny is she's all loving of the cat. She picks the cat up. She hugs the cat. If that was her husband and he was gone for 4 days and said he was lost,
where have you been?
She'd be kicking him out of the house. A New York City man was arrested after being caught on camera smashing the inside of a McDonald's with an axe after his romantic advances were rejected by a woman. This is the moment that Michael Paliasos started smashing tables and windows and physically assaulted the group of people the woman was with. Here we go.
Bro, please, go back up. That's why I keep my knife on me all the time, man. Never know.
I like the guy sitting there at the table eating his Big Mac. That's why I keep my knife with me all the time, man. You never know. You never know. One of the dumbest days of all. Today is National Talk Like a Pirate Day. I think it's just stupid. That goes on today, and I have the axe. And then what happened with? I keep seeing all these clips, Christine, of Lady Gaga crying and sobbing. What happened? Apparently, there was a concert in Miami, and she had to cancel it because of a thunderstorm, and she got all emotional about it.
Really?
What is happening there?
Drug use?
I don't necessarily know if that's it, but some craziness.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, TMZ was reporting that she said, this is what's her quote. So I'm sorry we didn't get to do the epic performance of Rain on Me in the Rain, but what's more worth it to me is life, and to whoever threw these to me on stage, the roses, I will cherish them forever. So I don't know. She was definitely having an emotional moment.
I think these big stars get so caught up in themselves, and they consume their own Kool-Aid, if you will, that I think it just gets a little out of control.
She also added, I love you, little monsters, forever, XOXO. I'm sorry, I used my best judgment.
I
It
think that's
wasn't
what
safe.
she calls her fans. Aaron Judge, as we said, hit 58 and 59. He now finds himself within 2 of the American League single-season home run record against the Milwaukee Brewers. Judge jacked out number 58 on the year against Jason Alexander and number 59 against Luis Perdomo. Today was also Judge's 11th multi-home, that was yesterday, 11th multi-home run game, which puts him tied at the mark with Sammy Sosa and Hank Greenberg for the most in one season.
Well, as much as I hate to get on the Yankee bandwagon, I think not only is it the American League record, it should be the all-time record.
I agree. I agree as well. Judge is now tied with Babe Ruth with 59 homers in 1921. Ruth later smacked out 60 home runs in 1927, and Roger Maris holds the American League record with 61 in 1961. The Yankees have 15 or 16 games remaining. So
Here's
there's
why
a pretty good chance that he's not only going to beat the record, but, well, he's got a long way to go to beat the record. What is the record?
61 for the American League.
For the American League, but I mean for baseball.
73. I don't think that's not going to happen.
That's going to be pretty tough.
But so here's my thing, though. Okay,
73 fake home runs.
Well,
they weren't fake home runs, but you know what I mean.
Yes, the bonds and the extra power,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So, all right. So on the 61, though, I don't remember what year Ruth did it, but then Maris did hit 61 in 61, and I believe we're 61 years past that.
Yeah, think about that.
Are we not right? 2022.
Yeah, yeah. Wow.
Well, how cool is that? This is one of the weird things where baseball does get a little slow-paced and annoying to me.
Yeah.
But we talked about this on a text message not too long ago. Some of the numbers, some of the bizarre things that happen in baseball. Again, Maris hit 61 in 61 to set the all-time at that point. It would be a major disappointment if he didn't break it or at least tie it. What has he got? 59 now?
He's at 59.
I mean, two to go with 15 games, it would be a major disappointment if he didn't get there. Now, the other thing is Ruth hit 60 in 154 games, not 162. So there's an eye on that as well. Can he get to 60 before he gets to game 155? Because some people still think, I mean, and these are very old people, Babe Ruth is the all-time home run king because he hit 60 in 154 games before they expanded the schedule.
Syracuse-Purdue game is getting a lot of attention because 42 points were scored in the fourth quarter.
Unbelievable.
Didn't you see this? It was just incredible. What very well be the most exciting fourth quarter of college football this weekend was played on Saturday between Purdue and Syracuse. At the end of the third quarter, Syracuse held a 10-9 lead. Then all hell broke loose. A total of 42 points were scored in 15 minutes, leading to a 32-29 Syracuse win, called off by a 25-yard game-winning touchdown pass with 7 seconds left to seal the win. Wow.
Couldn't believe it. You guys saw it live, right?
I did, and there were some, the refs played a role in the end there, and Purdue was livid over it. In fact, there were, I think the last kickoff, when Syracuse kicked the ball off after they scored, they kicked it off from like the Purdue 40-yard line.
Might have even been closer than that.
You just had to kind of squib it a little bit because, it might have been closer than that because of all the unsportsmanlike penalties. But what are your thoughts? I mean, I felt like it was pass interference.
Yeah, I think it was too. Look, there's so many.
And at
It's
the
not
end
like
of
a strike zone where you can say, "Oh, look, it caught the corner." You know, there's so much flexibility and what's the word I want to use? Everybody's got their own opinion on. You know, is it 5 yards that he was holding him? That he put his arm on him? I don't, off the top of my head, remember the particular call. Was it a really controversial pass interference call?
I don't think it was. I mean, I think it was pass interference. And but then you got to think about it. He had to place that ball perfectly. The quarterback had to place that ball perfectly to be caught in the end zone for a touchdown.
Was a great.
I mean,
pass.
that was a great pass right there.
And you know what shocked me the most? I don't think I've seen the dome that full in a long time for a football game.
And it wasn't full. That's the. I mean, the upper deck was really scattered. I mean, it used to be you'd go to an SU football game and the place was completely packed.
I mean, I feel like even in the last couple of years, there's
it's
good
been,
seats are empty.
I do feel like let's see, do they play? Is it at Virginia on Friday night, Davey? Is it at Virginia on Friday night?
Hang on a second. It's at the Carrier Dome on
It
Sunday,
is. Okay,
Saturday
so
night.
is it Saturday? I think it's Friday night, right? So I have a feeling like you'll see a better crowd each week we go. I think you're going to end up seeing a better crowd. So pretty wild, right?
3-0.
Syracuse is 3-0. All right, I got a break anyway. So we have news coming up and a bunch to get to next hour. We'll talk with John Pederizzi. The Greater Utica Hall of Fame induction was held yesterday. We'll speak with John about that. We'll get into a little of the student anxiety. What would cause a student to say that he had been or she had been abducted and there was a person out in the woods? What would cause that to happen? We'll dig in on that coming up next hour as well. And Hobica's free money question of the day. Chance for you to win $106.90. And this morning we're going to do it in the way we did it with where you can reach out for a lifeline. If you don't know, if you don't think you like the category, you can ask Manaski for a lifeline, or even Davey, which might be pretty helpful. We'll get to all of it coming up. Stand by. Coming right back at WIBX.
Warner Sales and Service, building relationships, building trust.
Contractors and landscapers, rent your way to greater profits with Bobcat equipment from Warner Sales and Service. From heavy work right down to the fussy stuff, Bobcat loaders, excavators, and a wide variety of attachments will handle all the tough jobs like lifting, digging, pushing, carrying, as well as the more precise applications, grading, and leveling. You'll be able to take on more jobs and get your current projects done with Warner Sales and Service. Whether it's the tough lifting and digging or the more precise work with attachments, you name it, Warner Sales and Service has a Bobcat rental to make sure your projects get done. Tough jobs demand tough equipment. So when you have a tough job, run a Bobcat machine. So stop in today at Warner Sales and Service, just off of Route 365 between Rome and Verona, and at WarnerSS.com.
Warner's, where quality still counts. At Warner's.
WIBX 950, Utica, Rome.
The funeral for the Queen. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. The choir sang as Queen Elizabeth's flag-draped coffin with a crown on top was carried into Westminster Abbey.
Death is the door to glory.
The Archbishop of Canterbury, Justin Welby.
Her late Majesty famously declared on a 21st birthday broadcast that her whole life would be dedicated to serving the nation and Commonwealth. Rarely has such a promise been so well kept.
The hour-long service just about wrapping up, with King Charles sitting just feet away from his mother's coffin. Now, after the funeral, a private service at Windsor Castle, then the Queen will be laid to rest.
We have seen the royal family throughout the week have to go through the grief and the mourning process very much in the public eye. Well, they will have one final moment with the Queen.
Fox's Alex Hogan in London. President Biden is among the many world leaders at the funeral. Last night, he told CBS 60 Minutes U.S. troops would defend Taiwan if China attacked the island nation. And he declared the pandemic is over, even though COVID remains a problem. He was also asked about 2024.
My intentions, I said to begin with, is that I would run again. But it's just an intention. But is it a firm decision that I run again? That remains to be seen.
Has an American kidnapped in 2020 in Afghanistan been set free? The Taliban claims there's been a prisoner swap with the U.S., but Washington has not confirmed it. It involves a notorious Taliban drug lord held at the U.S. Guantanamo prison for 17 years who's been released and handed over today to Taliban leaders. Puerto Rico's in the dark after taking a beating from Hurricane Fiona, which knocked out power on the island and has caused flooding. More of that is feared. Some areas getting 30 inches of rain. America's listening to Fox News.
The Tunnel to Towers Foundation's 9/11 Never Forget mobile exhibit is a tribute to all who lost their lives on 9/11 or from 9/11 related illnesses. It's a high-tech tractor trailer that transforms into a museum to educate people of all ages about America's darkest day. The mobile exhibit has traveled across the country and has welcomed over 600,000 people. Visit it in a city near you. Do good and never forget. Donate $11 a month at t2t.org.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Good morning, WIBX. First News with Keeler in the morning. News time is 7:03. It is Monday, September 19th. 64 degrees. We'll have your full forecast coming up in just 2 minutes. Your news is brought to you by Mohawk Valley Gives. Help more than 150 nonprofit organizations meet our community's greatest needs. Log on to givemv.org in order to donate today. A boil water advisory is in effect for Sequoia beginning today. Residents may have to boil water for the next week. We'll have all of the latest and updates throughout the week at WIBX950.com. New Hartford Police says the report of a man attempting to lure students into the woods at an athletic event was completely made up. Police responded to the Perry Junior High School in New Hartford on Saturday morning after a student from the Mount Markham School District claimed he'd become disoriented and lost in the woods after a man dressed in camouflage allegedly attempted to abduct him. The cross-country event was canceled. An intense search for the white male ensued. After many hours of man, drone, and canine searching, it was determined the student from the West Winfield area completely made up that story. You can read the full story at WIBX950.com. A new law signed by State Governor Kathy Hochul requires museums to post signage that identifies pieces of art that were looted by the Nazis from 1933 to 1945. At least 600,000 art pieces were looted from Jewish people in the years leading up to and during World War II. This law, in addition to another requiring museums to report stolen work to the Art Loss Register, and a U.S. law that gives Holocaust victims and their heirs an opportunity to recover those lost works, as make it easier to return stolen artwork to their rightful owners. A winning ticket worth more than $9,000 was purchased in Oneida County this past week. A link to the winning numbers can be found at WIBX950.com. The winning ticket in the Take 5 drawing was sold at Cliff's Local Market in Rome. Central New York drivers continuing to see savings at the pump following a significant drop in gas prices. AAA says the average cost for a gallon of regular is now $3.85 a gallon. That's down 12 cents in the past week and 52 cents in the past month. And the Governor's Traffic Safety Committee announcing the results of the latest crackdown on impaired driving from August 19th through September 5th. More than 2,800 tickets were handed out to people under the influence behind the wheel. There were also over 100,000 tickets issued for vehicle and traffic violations, including speeding and distracted driving. Your WIBX Weather Center forecast is brought to you by Cliff's Local Market. They keep you going. A chance of showers and thunderstorms today with a high in the lower 70s. Showers and possibly a thunderstorm tonight with a low around 60 degrees. Tuesday, a chance of showers, mostly cloudy skies with a high near 69. Tuesday night, a chance of showers, mostly cloudy with a low around 54. Your temperature brought to you by Clinton Tractor, the leader in service. Visit them today at clintontractor.net. 64 degrees right now, WIBX 950 AM and 106.9 FM news time. is 7:06. Here's Jeff Manaski with sports.
All right. Thank you, Christine. Exciting sports weekend. The Giants now 2-0. Excuse me. The Jets rallied for an incredible comeback win, down 2 scores with just 90 seconds left, and they pulled out a 1-point win. Excuse me. Okay, Joe Flacco, the go-ahead touchdown pass to Garrett Wilson with 2 seconds left. The Jets pulled a 31-30 win out of Cleveland. Flacco helped complete the comeback after New York got within 6 with a 66-yard touchdown to Corey Davis. The Jets would recover an onside kick with a minute left to set up the final drive. Flacco threw for 307 yards and 4 touchdowns in the game. The Giants 2-0 for the first time in 6 years. They beat the Panthers 19-16. Graham Gano 4 for 4 in his field goal attempts, including a 56-yarder that proved to be the game winner. Daniel Jones 176 yards and just 1 touchdown in the victory. The Giants' offense didn't look that good yesterday. Saquon Barkley carried the ball 21 times for 72 yards. Syracuse now 3-0 after an exciting finish and a victory at the Dome. 32-29 was the final over Purdue. Garrett Schrader, am I saying that right?
Yes.
Garrett Schrader completed 13 of 29 passes for 181 yards and 3 touchdowns for the Orange. Aronde Gadsden, the second, caught 6 passes for 112 yards and 2 scores, including the game winner. Syracuse now 3-0, and they are getting some votes for the top 25. They are not in the top 25, but in the coaches poll and in the AP poll, Syracuse getting some votes here. So
First time they've been 3-0 to start the season since 2019.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Utica University, they moved to 3-0 this weekend as well, a 23-21 win over Western New England. Up next, they will visit Union College. That's coming up on Saturday in the Schenectady area, a 1 p.m. kickoff. I didn't mention the Mets or the Yankees yet. 2 more home runs from Aaron Judge. Unbelievable. Guy's now got 59 home runs on the season. And the Mets swept a 4-game series with the Pittsburgh Pirates, but the Braves keep winning as well. So the Mets maintain their 1-game lead in the National League East.
They have they start tonight there'll be 3-game series tonight, tomorrow night, and Wednesday afternoon with Milwaukee. And Milwaukee's pretty hot right now, although the Yankees handled them pretty well over the weekend. Davey, what do you want to say? You look like you've got something on your mind.
Nothing.
Who's the Heisman hopeful there for Syracuse, the running back?
Oh, Sean Tucker.
Tucker, they had him, man, they keyed on him. He just couldn't get anything going on Saturday for Syracuse. But what a game, right? Virginia, 7 o'clock, Friday night from the Carrier Dome. Stand by here. We'll break and come right back. I did want to ask you, have you seen any of the signs for Ruffero for mayor? There are signs in Utica that say Ruffero for mayor. Is Dave Ruffero running for mayor again?
I've heard about the signs. I haven't seen one, but why would he launch them now? It's 2 years out.
I think it would be the election would be next year, right?
Isn't it 2 more?
I don't know.
Maybe it is next year.
I think it's next year. It was 2 more. I think it's next year. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, why are the signs? You think somebody just randomly placed signs on the lawn? It's like, oh, here's this Dave Ruffero sign. Let me throw it out there for old time's sake.
Is it a form of Utica protest? Is that how
I
they do it?
almost feel like there are people out there. Maybe this is an organic campaign to bring him out of retirement. Although, Dave Ruffero is not retired by any means.
This just happened. I'm trying to remember what sporting event it was where they started yelling the other guy's name. This just happened earlier this week. Not earlier this week. Last week it happened. At some sporting event, someone got taken out or didn't play, and they started yelling somebody else's name.
Oh, it was the Jets. Flacco was messing up, and they were calling for Mike White last weekend.
There you go.
I don't know that that's what this is, because I think unless the rules get changed, and anything could happen in Utica, Palmieri will be termed out. So he's going to be done. I mean, yes, they could probably. I guess I wouldn't be surprised if they changed the rules. But as it stands right now, he would be termed out. And, we're hearing rumors about maybe Samantha running for mayor, Colosimo Testa. We're hearing rumors about Bill Morehouse running for mayor.
Celeste.
And Celeste, I've heard that. And in fact, there's a website out there, I'm pretty sure, that says the domain is Celeste for mayor. So are we starting this early? We haven't even hit November's election as of yet.
I know.
And you're seeing Rufero signs Rufero for Utica mayor. Interesting. Hold tight, 7:12. We'll come right back and talk about the Greater Utica Hall induction, which was held yesterday. Sports Hall of Fame. Coming up, 7:12 at WIBX.
Are your brakes noisy? Do they vibrate? Is the brake pedal soft? Is your ABS light on? Don't take chances with your brakes. In the Utica area, locally owned Oriskany Garage is going to be your best choice. Quality parts installed by trained and experienced technicians. No tricky upsells, just the work that your car needs done right. All backed by a great no-hassle warranty. Oriskany Garage on Champlain Avenue near Utica College or online at ogtire.com.
Mohawk Valley FCU is giving you even more reasons to become a member and save money with their early fuel loan program. If you use alternative heating such as propane, heating fuel, pellets, or wood, then Mohawk Valley FCU has your back. You can receive up to $2,000 subject to credit approval. Stock up now for the upcoming heating season and save with Mohawk Valley FCU. Just one of the many benefits Mohawk Valley FCU has to offer. Visit MohawkValleyFCU.org for more info. Mohawk Valley FCU, member focused, member driven.
Hi, this is Frank with Northland Trailers located on River Road in Marcy. At Northland, we offer a full line of used dump and equipment trailers. We can also custom design a trailer to meet your specific needs. In addition to trailers, we have a full parts showroom and we service what we sell. Our family business is proud to have been serving our community for over 4 decades. Northland Trailers is located right outside the city of Utica. So swing on down and let's talk towing.
Montessori Preschool at Notre Dame Elementary School was voted #1 in the Observer Dispatch's Best of the Best. Enrollment for this year is still open, so apply now to reserve a place for your child. Montessori at Notre Dame Elementary School is for children 3 to 5 years old and follows the educational principles of Maria Montessori. Our teachers and assistants work one-on-one and in small group instruction to help children develop their potential in an engaging environment, inspiring creativity, better self-discipline, and self-correction and assessment. At Montessori at Notre Dame Elementary School, language, art, science, math, and geography are all part of the curriculum. In Montessori classrooms, children make creative choices in their learning, while the classroom teachers offer age-appropriate activities to guide the process and help children become lifelong learners. Enrollment is still open, so apply now. For more information, call 315-724-5118, extension 35, or visit NotreDameUtica.org. That's NotreDameUtica.org.
Hey, Fred F. Collis and Sons, heating, cooling, and insulation, and they do installation, has been in business for more than 85 years, and nobody does it like Collis. Cooler weather is setting in as we enter into the fall season, and many are probably turning on their heating system for the first time this week. And it looks like it may be getting a little cooler as the weekend comes. If you have any trouble with your system or are in need of replacement, you can count on Collis. Remember what a difference upgrades to your insulation can make in the cooler weather. Avoid cold floors and drafty rooms, and don't make your heating system work harder than it needs to. Collis can help with that as well. Right now, there are a number of rebates available for you that you might qualify for to offset the cost of your project. We had an assessment done, home energy assessment done by Collis, and they came in and gave us all sorts of tips and ideas on how we could save money, and rebate ideas as well. So there is money out there to assist you. Take advantage at Collis. Call them today, Fred F. Collis and Sons, heating, cooling, and insulation in Yorkville, Rome, and now with an office in Syracuse.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
Hey, the official coffee of the Keeler in the Morning radio program is from Daylight Donuts in New Hartford. Daylight Donuts, Chuck Sedella and everybody over there ready for you this morning as you're driving in to get your coffee. Seattle's best. That drive-through, even though the line might look long, they're flying you through. You're in, you're out, and you're on your way. Coffee, espresso, lattes, iced coffee, the list goes on. Pumpkin spice, here we are heading in through September. And the fresh bagels and fresh donuts every day. Daylight Donuts in New Hartford. John Pederesi is on the line right now. John, good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Hey, John.
How are you?
I'm here.
You are. Good morning. So you want to talk before we get into...
I'm here.
Okay. Because the buttons aren't pushed on this board. How's that? Do you have me now?
Yes.
I'm here, too. Just for the
good.
record.
Yeah, good morning, John.
Listen, before we do anything, let's talk about Syracuse. What do you think?
Well, pretty promising. Better than expected. But I'll tell you, Sean Tucker is their Heisman candidate tailback and tremendous player. But last year, the new quarterback Garrett Schrader came in, and he had trouble throwing the ball. But I felt, and I don't have a platform anymore other than Twitter. I tweeted many times that the guy was simply a football player, and I think that's a big thing. What I mean by that is very competitive, and a guy who could make plays. He's a big guy with speed.
Yeah,
he has speed, so he's a playmaker. He reminds me a lot. In the way he plays of Eric Dungy, who was their great quarterback of a few years ago. But what happened this year, he's just a much more accurate passer.
Yeah.
I think you have him and Tucker and his ability to throw the ball. Now, he didn't have a great percentage the other day, but he made a great throw to win the game.
That was really spot on. Yep.
Oh, yeah. So I think his emergence is a huge thing. The defense is pretty good, not great maybe, but pretty good, and they make plays. They had a big turnover there for a touchdown. So, hey, I'm very hopeful that they can be very, very competitive in the ACC.
It's funny. I with Schrader, I see. Yes, he's big, and he runs fairly well, but I feel like
Bill, I'd say way better than fairly well. I think he runs very, very well.
The only thing I find is I'm so spoiled with Josh Allen, who is a big guy, right? Yeah. Who's a big guy who runs like a much smaller guy, and so I see Schrader, I'm like, well, he does nothing like Josh Allen. But listen, he runs really well, and I got to tell you, without him running the ball on Saturday, it would have been a completely different game.
Right. No, absolutely. Purdue did a good job of containing Tucker.
Yeah, they really keyed on him.
You are comparing him, though, to 3 years running a candidate for NFL MVP.
I do understand that.
He's just a college quarterback.
I just feel like I've been spoiled, and I'm like, oh, they get around his ankles, and he just goes down. Allen, he'd be dragging them and hurdling them.
Well, as a Buffalo Bills fan since 1960, I'd prefer that Josh would go down a little easier at times, so he isn't so much a target,
Right.
But he's, how could you not love Josh Allen? Are you kidding me? Holy moly!
Yeah.
It's. But I'm very impressed by Syracuse. And I think that dynamic, two great runners in your backfield, and now the quarterback, at least so far, has thrown the ball pretty darn well. That's tough to contain. And the defense is, I'm not going to say. Right now, they're probably middle of the pack type defense, but they're good enough right now.
Yeah. Okay, the Greater Utica Sports Hall of Fame inductions. Talk about that yesterday, and who went in?
Well, we had eight people, all really distinguished, and one one, WIBX alumnus, Jim Jackson, the TV announcer for the Philadelphia Flyers, was one of the inductees, and he gave a great speech. Jim was just terrific. You know, he did baseball and hockey and a lot of other stuff for WIBX going back 30 years ago. And he's been 30 years in Philadelphia now. So Jim Jackson, Steve Babiar's a tremendous basketball player from Potsdam State and Notre Dame High School. David Brown from Proctor and Notre Dame, who started for 4 years at Ohio State football and is now CEO of Mondavi Vineyards in California.
Wow.
Sean Burton, tremendous basketball player from Notre Dame High School and Ithaca College. I believe he's still Ithaca College's all-time scorer, leading scorer. The late Diane Hoban from Holland Patton. And Diane Hoban, she might have been the best athlete of all these people, to tell you the truth. She was a dominant player in three sports at Holland Patton and was a three-sport standout at Hofstra University. I think she was captain of two teams there. Was a tremendous player. Diane passed away last year. Antonio Morrow, who was an All-Patriot League baseball player at the Naval Academy, also Notre Dame High School. Tom Myslinski Jr. from Rome Free Academy and the University of Tennessee. He was all SEC lineman, played 10 or 12 years in the NFL and coached for many years in the NFL. And Dominica Palladino, Reina Palladino, Palladino's her married name, Notre Dame High School and St. John's University, tremendous soccer player. And I want to tell you that all these people or their representatives, in the case of Tom Monsinski, Antonio Morrow, and Diane Hoban, her brother Todd Hoban, the football coach at West Canada Valley, spoke for her, and he was a tremendous athlete himself. Really good speeches. This was the induction yesterday. We had over 100 people there. It was one of our very best. This was the 32nd annual, and it was really a very nice affair.
I just want to throw an additional kudos out there to Dominica Reina Palladino, who I graduated with, and she was a dominant soccer player. She was from 7th grade on. It was just unbelievable.
Right, and I remember covering them in the Empire State games. No, they were terrific players. They played for the Coliseum team. The Coliseum soccer club. And so they were playing at a very young age, and they were very good athletes, and they got better and better.
All right. Well, listen, and by the way, you can see this the hall with the plaques and all that, and right downtown, right?
At the Utica College's building.
Their security, the building down on Genesee Street. Is that right?
On Genesee Street, yeah. And the plaques are there, and in the one there's a gallery on the right-hand side as you go in. It's very, very nice. Kevin Neesier at Central New York Awards and Apparel does the plaques, and they're very nice, and people's accomplishments around there. It's a cool thing.
I do think that used to be the city center. Could be wrong.
Yeah. I believe so. Yes.
Yeah. All right. Really cool.
Well, I'm having a hard time remember the name of the building. I'm sorry.
Listen, I can't remember my own name sometimes. Who am I again?
It's early. 7 o'clock is like middle of the night for me because we always worked. Basically 4 to 12, or in the early days we were there till 1:30 in the morning at the paper. So I've gotten used to being up very late and in bed fairly late as well.
Well,
I'm with you. I get it.
And John, how do you nominate for maybe an upcoming induction?
GreaterUticaSports.com. And on that website, you will find nomination forms. Right now, you can nominate any time probably waiting till early in the new year is best, and you can nominate up till June 1st. Now, that could change if we change the date of the dinner, but right now you can nominate up to June 1st in this Greater Utica Sports Hall of Fame.
Okay.
It's also the Robert Brevenick Center for Business Education.
That's right.
That's what it is. Okay.
Yeah, that's UC's. UC's uses.
Well,
that
we don't
for-
call it that anymore, John. I know,
I know,
you've been
I
out of
know.
the, you know.
And so I go, man, you spent 75 years being UC.
I know.
It's going to be hard.
Not an easy change right there. I mean, UU doesn't sound right. I mean,
I guess they feel that it's that branding helps. Apparently, international students, which there are quite a few at UC, are like the idea of university rather than
university
college.
versus college. Okay. Fair enough, John. As always, it's great having you on. Thank you, and keeping this tradition of spotlighting great athletes from the area and great those that like Jim Jackson, who played a real gone on and done great things after doing sports here, right here at WIBX. In fact, it's pretty cool.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Good stuff. Thank you, John.
All right. Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
You do
Thanks.
the same. John Pederesi with the Greater Utica Sports Hall of Fame. Friday in the morning, I give you a little programming note. Greg Morton is in studio, and we'll be streaming live on YouTube Live, so you'll be able to see him in here and some of his antics. He'll be at Fat Cats Comedy Club this weekend. By the way, we are streaming right now. You can go to YouTube Live, search for Keeler Live Stream, and you'll see it'll pop right up. Here we are for this Monday, the 19th.
Also, if you put Keeler Show 9-19 as in September 19th,
that comes up too?
That came right up.
Okay,
Yep.
awesome. Check that out on YouTube, not YouTube TV, but on YouTube, whether it's on an iPad or your phone, on your TV using Roku or a smart TV. It's all right there. Pretty darn cool. And with Greg Morton coming in, how about Davey? We give away a pair of tickets to Saturday at 9:15. 9:15 show on Saturday night. Make it a table for 4. And what caller do you want here?
It doesn't matter.
Greg?
You pick it.
Okay.
Let's go with caller 59 for each one of Aaron Judge's
There we
home
go.
runs.
No.
We'll make it caller number 3. Your chance to win, and it's not a chance. Third caller will win tickets to see Greg Morton on Saturday night at Fat Cats Comedy Club. You might recall Greg, his Star Wars bit that is amazing. He does an incredible music bit, and he was a finalist on America's Got Talent on NBC. Caller number 3, Greg Morton, Fat Cats Comedy Club, Saturday with WIBX.
Are you getting a high return on your money in the bank? If not, then bring it over to GPO Federal Credit Union. At GPO, our savings rates are high today. GPO has savings products for all generations, from kids' cash savings for youth to retirement accounts for your future. Stop on in to any GPO branch and open your high-interest savings account today to start earning a higher return on your money. CD 1000 minimum deposit. Money market 2000 minimum deposit. NCUA insured. Penalty for early withdrawal on term share certificates. Membership eligibility required. Rate subject to change at any time. See branch or gpofcu.com for full details.
Hello, I'm Mary Bogdan, Chief Executive Officer for Hospice and Palliative Care. A patient's wife recently shared her thoughts about their experience with hospice and palliative care. Recently, my husband and I embarked on the journey of life that comes to us all. Our involvement with hospice is what made all the difference. Everyone who touched our lives during those 7 weeks helped us more than you know. His nurses, the spiritual care coordinator, the on-call nurse, who came to our door at 2 o'clock in the morning, and the people on the phone who offered compassion and just listened. The entire staff will always be in our grateful thoughts and prayers. The work hospice does is extraordinary and will never be forgotten by our family. We thank you with a grateful heart.
Hospice and Palliative Care, servicing Oneida, Herkimer, Herkimer, and Madison County. Middle Settlement Road, New Hartford, 315-735-6484, or visit us at hospicecareinc.org. Hospice and Palliative Care. When you need us most.
Little Falls Lumber has everything you need to get your home ready for fall and winter. With colder weather coming, consider replacing your windows and doors with a more energy-efficient option. They also carry a wide variety of lumber, roofing, siding, trims, and more for your fall projects. With 3 convenient locations in Little Falls, Syracuse, and Schenectady, Little Falls Lumber is there wherever the job takes you. Stop in today or give them a call, 315-823-2470, or visit littlefallslumber.com.
You wash your hands and brush your teeth, but what about your nose? How do you clean your nose? With Navage. Navage pulls saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, flushing out allergens, mucus, dirt, and germs, and it's why nose cleaning is the next evolution in daily personal hygiene. People try Navage for lots of reasons: sinusitis, allergies, snoring, things that make it hard to breathe through your nose. But over time, they also find that cleaning their nose makes them feel better, a lot better. Nearly 3 million Navage users have written more than 100,000 reviews, 4.7 stars, saying things like, best product I've ever used, and amazing, I love my Navage. That's because Navage helps you breathe better, sleep deeper, and snore less. But the biggest payoff is improved health. Here's the key point. Navage is good personal hygiene, and it's going to help you stay healthier. At Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Bed Bath, Target, and online. Navage, Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
A couple comments. This is Tammy. Palmieri already changed the rules to give himself another term against the will of the people. What makes you think he wouldn't do it again?
Yeah, exactly.
That's interesting. This is on who's running for mayor, because there are signs, referral for mayor signs, out on people's lawns right now. And there's no election this year. It'll be next year. And then Tammy also says, I've heard Bob Cardillo may run.
I've heard that too, actually.
We've heard that one. We've heard that one as well. Let's see. I got a bunch more that we'll get to coming up. All right, coming up is our free money question of the day this morning. Chance for you to win $106.90 from the Hobika Law Firm. And here's how we'll do it today and through this week. I give you the category. Like, let's say we're going to talk about, the category is food. And you say, wow, I know nothing about food. All right, I'm going to get a lifeline. And you can pick either Davey or Manaski to answer for you.
Pick Davey.
Either Davey or Manaski to answer for you, depending on the category, or you can answer it yourself. If they get it right, you get it right, and you win the dough. You win the cash. Also, the Potting Shed Antiques, part of our constellation, consolation, along with the Boss Burger combo from Cookies. So a lot of chances to win here coming up in a few minutes with Hobika's free money chance to win here at $106.90 coming up. Christine with news right now on WIBX.
WIBX First News with Keeler in the morning. News time is 7:35. 64 degrees. We'll have your full forecast coming up in just 2 minutes. Your news is brought to you by Cliff's Local Market. They keep you going. King Charles arriving at Queen Elizabeth's funeral in London. Mourners are lining the street, clapping and cheering as the King's motorcade made its way to Westminster Abbey. President Biden, First Lady Jill Biden are also at the services. A minute of silence for Queen Elizabeth was observed by Great Britain the night before her state funeral. The muted bells of Big Ben rang at 8 p.m. local time in London on Sunday to mark the start of a national moment of reflection. The crowded streets fell silent as thousands of mourners continued to line up to view her coffin. President Biden says COVID is over. Biden appeared on CBS's 60 Minutes in an interview that aired Sunday. His declaration comes after the World Health Organization said last week that the weekly number of reported deaths was the lowest it has been since March of 2020. Ukraine claims there's evidence of 30,000 war crimes committed by Russia. Appearing on CBS's Face the Nation, Prosecutor General Andrei Kostin says there's a pattern to how Russian forces occupy new territory and turn them into, quote, a new Bucha. Kostin also stated that his office is working on a case proving that Russia is waging genocide in Ukraine. That could lead to possible conviction. A new database tracking fossil fuel production, reserves, and emissions is expected to launch today. The Global Registry of Fossil Fuels is the world's first global registry of fossil fuel assets. It includes data from more than 50,000 oil, gas, and coal fields in 89 countries. The database makes difficult to access data publicly available to both investors and activists, pressuring governments to cut fossil fuel output. The Powerball and Mega Millions jackpots are climbing. No grand prize winner was seen in Saturday night's big Powerball drawing. That jackpot shot up to $238 million. The Mega Millions top prize now sits at $277 million. Your WIBX Weather Center forecast is brought to you by Hilton Estate and Elder Law. A chance of showers and thunderstorms today with a high in the lower 70s. Showers and possibly a thunderstorm tonight with a low around 60 degrees. A chance of showers on Tuesday, mostly cloudy with a high near...
Going on right now at Steve Pawnee Mazda. With over 100 new Mazdas on the way for the sales event, you can save when you finance or lease any new 2022 Mazda. Mazda has been continually winning awards and is increasingly a loyal following of drivers enjoying Mazda's incredible engineering. So, as Ricky Z says, let's make your deal on a Mazda and see why it's always easy to do business with a family-owned and operated Steve Pawnee Mazda. All right. Davey, it's Hobica's free money question of the day. You can use a lifeline this morning. We'll tell you what the category is. If you feel not confident, you can pick either Davey or Manaski to answer for you. What caller are we going with here, Davey? What do you have?
4.
Caller 4 right now. Your chance to win from Hobica and WIBX. Caller 4 right now.
If you want to do a professional job, why not use what the pros use? A zero-turn mower. It has durability, heavy-duty construction, and a beautiful cut. And to see just how easy they are to operate, visit Charles D. Stahl Sales and Service. Simplicity's zero-turn mowers offer a front and rear suspension system. Simplicity's mowers let you mow your lawn in less time while you have fun and a professionally cut lawn. There's a Simplicity mower that's right for your home. From the compact Courier and its integrated cargo bed to the commercial quality Cobalt, Charles D. Stahl Sales and Service has the secret to a professionally manicured lawn. Simplicity, the way to a beautiful lawn. With a supply shortage, it's time to think about your lawn care needs. Charles Stahl currently has a large selection of equipment to choose from. Charles D. Stahl Sales and Service, the Mohawk Valley Simplicity dealer. 2 locations to serve you better: 697 Snellsbush Road, Little Falls, and 9498 River Road, Marcy. Follow us on Facebook.
Earn more for every dollar saved with AmeriQ. Open a new 12-month share certificate at 2.53 APY. Save more with your credit union. Get started at ameriq.org/save today. APYs are current as of June 21st and are subject to change without notice. Minimum balance to open is $1,000. Fees may reduce earnings. Withdrawals of principal are subject to early penalties. Insured by NCUA. AmeriQ. For every day. For everything.
That sound? That's flowers putting up a fight. Thousands of them at the Alzheimer's Association Walk to End Alzheimer's, raising funds and awareness for a breakthrough in the fight against Alzheimer's and all other dementia. Join us at alz.org/walk.
Take part in this year's Walk to End Alzheimer's on Saturday, September 24th at Rome Free Academy, 95 Dart Circle in Rome. The expo opens at 10 a.m. The walk will be held rain or shine. Find out more at alz.org.
Hey, Rome Health provides convenient access to the best surgical care out there. Facing a possible breast cancer diagnosis is distressing. When you need breast surgery, you don't want to wait weeks for an appointment, only to wait even longer to get the surgery scheduled. Rome Health provides personalized breast care treatment. The team coordinates every aspect of your care to make it easier for you, from genetic testing to imaging to surgery and recovery. In most cases, breast surgeon Dr. Mark Williams can schedule your consult within the same week and often the same day. And you can trust Rome Health to schedule your surgery promptly. Rome Health, nationally accredited as a breast imaging center of excellence for its commitment to maintaining the highest quality standards. The surgeons at Rome Health surgical specialists perform a broad range of general surgical procedures, including hernia surgery, thyroid, and weight loss surgery. For the best surgical care out there, Rome Health surgical specialists. Call them today, 356-7770. 315-356-7770.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
All right, chance for you to win a little of Hobica's money here this morning. $106.90. And Jason is on the line. Where are you calling from, Jason?
I'm calling from Oriskany.
All
How
right.
you doing today?
Good. How you doing?
Good.
All right, your category is, are you ready? Now, you can use a lifeline or you can answer it yourself. You can pick Davey or you can pick Manaski if you wanted the lifeline. Your category this morning for the question is baseball. Do you want to answer or do you want to ask for some help?
I'm going to ask for some help from Davey.
All right, from Davey. Davey, are you ready in there?
Oh, boy. Good call.
All right.
Pressure's on.
You'll have 7 seconds, Davey. 7 seconds to answer. What year did the Milwaukee Brewers debut in Major League Baseball? Ready, go.
1924.
You're going to go with 1924.
You should have asked Jim Ronanelli that one.
Jim would know, yeah. If only Jim were here right now. Unfortunately, Jason, Davey got it wrong.
I would have been in the 40s. What is the date?
The date is 19... Do you want to guess, Jeff?
I don't.
70.
Really?
Oh,
yeah.
Smokes.
The Brewers are one of the youngest teams in baseball. And the Mets play them tonight. It's just something that I am... Oh, boy. You got some action going on. I got to tell you something, Jason. I thought the same thing when I saw this. I thought the Brewers were one of the old teams of Major League Baseball. Turns out to be not true. Okay, we're going to give you from the Potting Shed Antiques. They're celebrating their 50th anniversary, and we'll give you a $50 gift card later in the month. They'll celebrate, and we will as well, with a $500 gift card. A $50 gift card to the Potting Shed Antiques in Whitesboro, and a Boss Burger combo, a Cookies Q and Creamery, great burger, soda, and fries. Stand by. Jason Davies going to hook you up.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, sir. Thank you. Does that surprise you on the Brewers?
Yeah, it does. I also thought they were much older than 1970, which would make them 52 years old. But
I also I don't know where I missed it, where all these American League teams decided to move over to the National League, and the things moved around. The Astros moved, but the Brewers, of course, were always an American League team, and now are a National League team.
correct, and I want to say it's happened in the last 20 years. Don't quote me on that.
Yeah, I
but
think you're right.
It was definitely during my lifetime, and the switch from the Astros division, that was changing division, that was part, right? Because the Mets and Astros used to play every year in the National League playoffs.
National League playoffs, yeah. And now they're an American League team.
And that was part of the balancing with 30 teams to do, because they had 16 and 14, which was an odd pairing. So
interesting stuff. Anyway, the answer, 1970. You could have said 1960. They started out in Seattle. And then moved to Milwaukee and became the Milwaukee Brewers. Of course, Brewers because Milwaukee's so known for its
alcoholism.
Much of it, yeah. Brewers.
Just kidding.
Okay, so talk about this. So over the weekend we had a case in New Hartford where a cross-country meet ended up getting canceled because in mid-meet time because there was a reported attempted abduction. After investigating, after police came in from several agencies, drones searching the wooded area over by Perry Junior High School, it was determined that the student had actually made up the whole thing.
Unbelievable.
What would make someone do that? What kind of anxiety would a student possibly be going through to get down that road? Surely Did somebody say something? Or was that
Christine,
me?
I thought.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
Sorry. What are you saying, Christine?
No, I was going to say maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was something that was much more innocent that got carried away.
Not for this interview, because I have a person on about anxiety, Christine, which is why I'm going with this. But you're right. I mean, we don't know what caused it, which is part of the curiosity of the whole thing. Shirley Watland is the founder of Recovery Consultants and is talking about the crisis of student anxiety. And I kind of wonder how much COVID has played in all of this. Shirley, good morning. Thanks for coming on.
Hi, good morning.
So you know the scenario we just dealt with. What are your thoughts on that?
Yes. Well, I mean, I think that kids today, more than ever, have so much anxiety, so much pressure that they're putting on themselves or from their parents or from society. And then you add on a global pandemic, and they're really stunted, unfortunately. And they're all trying to cope the best they can. But I think this is where we're starting to see some of these, mental health cropping up more and more in the children age, in adolescent age.
Yeah.
Not specific to this incident, but in general, how much do you blame social media? The constant pressure of having to outdo the other person's post, which,
or you don't have friends if they're not liking your stuff.
Right. I don't get enough likes on my videos.
Yeah, I think it has a lot to do with it. Fortunately, I grew up in an era where we didn't have that at school. You just showed up Monday morning and then you kind of hear about some of the parties that you didn't get invited to or what was happening. But with social media now, it's all happening at the moment. So you can pull up your phone and see people gathering and people, doing this and you weren't included. And they're all, of course, they're posting just kind of the fun stuff, right? They're all having fun, and I'm sitting here at home alone. And so it just amplifies that feeling that we all had growing up of not fitting in, but it's just in your face, and it's unavoidable.
And then, Christine, you have a different theory on what might have happened over the weekend. You're saying it could be something that is far more innocent. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, if it's something that's innocent, I don't think that, maybe the child went into the woods for another reason and came out and people were mad and were like, where have you been? And then, maybe the person said, well, I was scared. I thought I heard a man. And then, maybe somebody else took that to the next level. Oh, my goodness, what do you think? Because I think not only are children anxious, but I think adults are more anxious. Like, what do you mean you saw a man? And, oh, my gosh, he saw a man. And then it became like this bigger thing. I'm not saying that that's what happened in this particular instance.
Obviously we don't know what occurred, but there are a lot of pressures, peer pressures, surely from parents and teachers.
Yeah, the
as well.
over-aggressive parents. I think I don't know about this situation, but I think that plays a role in a lot of things.
I was never tough on my kids. I mean, little things like, what do you mean you didn't hit a home run? What the hell is wrong with you? I think there are a lot of pressures, so the kids are under, and some of that is inflicted upon them from adults.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. All right. So, what did you feel that Shirley, that it's the COVID, it is all of the pressures of the last couple of years that has really placed kids in a tough position right now?
Well, there's just a huge pot of feelings and emotions and things that have happened over the last few years that have complicated the emotional landscape, right? So you have loved ones dying from COVID. You have parents and grandparents and other people in their lives that have lost jobs or have moved, or, there's all this kind of change happening. And, as adults, sometimes we get anxious and we get in our own world and we're just trying to survive. And we don't always take the time to talk to our kids about what's happening and how are they feeling and how are they processing things, because some of it, we don't know how to talk about it either.
Right.
So I think kids have, today more than ever, have all these emotions, and they don't have really a place or a structure to really talk about them. They just kind of hold it in and just keep going.
Yeah. The problem with a situation like this is how do you handle it? So if there is something, obviously you just don't report something unless there's something going on, right? There's got to be something going on in the student's mind, in the student's world right now that is causing a stress that would allow for a report like this. The problem you have, though, is you had 4 or 5 different police agencies. You had the United County Sheriff's drone unit come in. They're searching for this person. They cancel an entire event. They send everybody home. There's a complete lockdown. These accusations have great consequences.
Yeah, absolutely. I think to what Christine said, we don't really know what exactly happened, but I think in general, if we as adults, as teachers, as people in the community create opportunities for kids to be able to express and talk about how they're feeling, and just a simple question, hey, how are you doing?
Right.
Just gives them the opportunity to share some of what's happening with them and to unload some of what's going on in their mind.
How much, Shirley,
I think that could be real helpful.
How much is now on to onto the teachers? How much responsibility currently?
Teachers are now catching a lot of this because, for some students, the teachers see them more often than the parents do or spend more time with them. So I know I have young kids in elementary school out here in California, and they talk about, they have a whole, emotional identification kind of workshop, and they talk about different characters and, different emotions and feelings they have. And I think it's really great that more and more schools and teachers are adopting that. I think, the younger we can help kids identify what they're feeling, the better that they can talk about it so they don't become, adults that just aren't able to identify with their emotions.
Okay, Shirley, thank you for the time. Shirley Wadland, we appreciate it this morning. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Have a great day. It's I feel like today it's very difficult to be a parent because you are totally second guessing yourself. If you're not second guessing yourself, someone else is doing the second guessing for you, right?
And everything that you do is in the spotlight.
Yeah, it does seem that way.
Do you want a case in point? Because
Yeah.
I'm going through this with
Carter.
Nothing like what went on this weekend, but he's got his soccer. He's into soccer now. And so Sunday morning we're at the field, and I go through this, and I even said this last year. He's 6 years old. I think I'm becoming that dad.
Are you going to fight somebody at a Little League
no,
game?
No.
Okay.
But I'll tell you this. I will tell you this. Last year at the soccer game, there was a fight that happened on this second to last week between a couple of parents, and I was in between. I was so appalled that happened at my son's soccer game that I wanted to go over there and start hitting people. But then I thought to myself, I'm doing the same exact thing.
Yeah. Then you become them.
I become them.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. He, he's 6 years old. He's into soccer. He enjoys it. But there is an element of he's got what is it in soccer where it's a tackle and the guy goes down and they get Emmy awards for the production they put on when a guy gets hurt.
Yeah.
A guy or gal, right? They really fake the injuries. Well, anytime he gets bumped in any way, he goes down to the ground. And then he's kind of like, props his leg up, and he's like watching the rest of the game from the ground. And I'm like, Carter, get up! You got to get up! Right? And I'm the only parent who's screaming and yelling.
Right.
But
you're now the crazy parent.
And I'm stuck in between do I just shrug my shoulders and go, he can go get by life doing 40%,
Right.
He can just give 40% effort and everyone else can work hard. I'm stuck in between there. I don't know what to do.
It is comfortable once you're down on the ground like that. I mean, it's like, it's just so comfortable down here.
Well, it was quite dewy because now he plays in the morning. He plays at 10 o'clock in the morning. So, and then he's all wet, which is fine.
Did you get heat for yelling at him?
I walk it off now.
Okay.
I walk it off. I might give a shout or two, and then you'll see me. I'll walk to the car.
But
I might take a lap around the park.
In this day and age, a shout is not a good thing. It needs to be a shout of encouragement.
Right.
You go, buddy.
Pet the grass, Carter. Pet the grass. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And the coaches are great. I'm not blaming anybody else, right? And they're very gentle about, they don't scold the kid in front of everybody. They're not embarrassing anybody. But I'm like, okay, you've got the what is it when you milk an injury? You fake it. the flop. You got the flop down. You know how to flop. Good job.
Nice
now
job.
Get up and go score a goal.
He might need to do that if he plays basketball, too. I mean, that's always although there are rules against it now in basketball, at least in college basketball.
Well,
if you try to sell it too much, you could get called. But, you got to sell the foul. You got to sell it. We have an intern here in studio. Pull that microphone right up to you and tell us who you are and where you're from.
Yep, my name is Connor. I am from Clinton.
Yeah.
I'm currently a student at Morrisville for journalism.
Okay, cool. Based on the conversation here, how dumb do you think adults really are? What do you think? What are your thoughts?
Well, they're pretty stupid.
Yep,
Poor
you guys
Connor,
are
putting him on the spot.
You guys are messed up. Yep, I'm rolling my eyes. What
Not
do you
as dumb as some of the college students I've been with.
That's a very good point. So you're at Morrisville. I always thought Morrisville to be a really good agricultural school.
Yes. Yep.
And it is.
Yeah. There's I'd say a good majority of the students there are agriculture students. We have a huge equine program. I believe we're one of 4 schools in the entire country that has that specific equine program.
It's a big deal. Yeah.
Yep. We have a lot.
And then, but you've gone into journalism and broadcasting. What do you want to do?
Yes. I'd like to be on the radio. At some
Okay.
point.
Well, you're on now. Yeah. Check that box. Okay. You can go on to something else now.
Mom,
I'm kidding.
The school thing ain't working out.
Yeah. So.
Cut one of them, the video journalism side, and they've kind of combined them now.
So what I think you're seeing a lot of these schools do is focus just on we're on YouTube Live now, and it's amazing how many people really get their content off the web today. It's incredible. It's incredible. So I think that's got to become a part of the curriculum, I'm assuming.
Yep, that was a big part of it.
Yeah, social media and all that crap.
Yep, online production, all that sort of
Cool.
stuff.
All right, well, hang out. We'll make you hate radio by the time you leave. I can almost guarantee it. So hang out. It's 7:58. Stand by. We're coming right back at WIBX.
Ah, the sound of toys. Well, outdoor toys. Nothing beats a stressful week like hitting the lake, the open road, or a trail. When you do, make sure you're insured with Bonomo Insurance. They can cover all of your outdoor toys, so if something happens, you don't have to stress. Bonomo Insurance. Stop into 4541 Middle Settlement Road in New Hartford or call and talk today to Tom and his team at 315-736-1121.
Montessori Preschool at Notre Dame Elementary School was voted #1 in the Observer Dispatch's Best of the Best. Enrollment for this year is still open, so apply now to reserve a place for your child. Montessori at Notre Dame Elementary School is for children 3 to 5 years old and follows the educational principles of Maria Montessori. Our teachers and assistants work one-on-one and in small group instruction to help children develop their potential in an engaging environment, inspiring creativity, better self-discipline, and self-correction and assessment. At Montessori at Notre Dame Elementary School, language, art, science, math, and geography are all part of the curriculum. In Montessori classrooms, children make creative choices in their learning, while the classroom teachers offer age-appropriate activities to guide the process and help children become lifelong learners. Enrollment is still open, so apply now. For more information, call 315-724-5118 extension 35 or visit NotreDameUtica.org. That's Notre.org. That's Notre Dame.
WIBX 950, Utica, Rome.
A final royal procession for the Queen. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. With King Charles walking right behind a carriage, wheeling Queen Elizabeth's coffin away from her funeral. That was at Westminster Abbey in London, the place she was crowned and later married.
Jesus saith unto him, the truth and the life.
That's British Prime Minister Liz Truss in front of thousands gathered at the service. Here's Archbishop of Canterbury, Justin Welby.
All who follow the Queen's example and inspiration of trust and faith in God can with her say, we will meet again.
There will be a private service next at Windsor Castle, then the Queen will be laid to rest. President Biden among the world leaders attending the funeral last night. He told CBS 60 Minutes the pandemic is over. though COVID still remains a problem. And he was asked if China attacked Taiwan, would U.S. troops get involved?
Yes, if in fact there was an unprecedented attack.
So unlike Ukraine, to be clear, sir, U.S. forces, U.S. men and women would defend Taiwan in the event of a Chinese invasion.
Yes.
More buses of migrants arrived this morning in New York City, sent from Texas by Republican Governor Greg Abbott in protest to Biden border policies he blames for a surge of migrants coming here illegally. He has sent thousands to Chicago, Washington, D.C., and New York. Florida GOP Governor Ron DeSantis sent flights to Massachusetts. Democratic Mayor of New York, Eric Adams, says they
just wanted to use this political ploy instead of understanding that these are people, these are families, these are human beings.
Another hurricane's hammering Puerto Rico. Fiona's knocked out power, caused flooding, dumping more than 2 feet of rain on some areas. The Dominican Republic also getting hit. Then Fiona is forecast to turn north and east away from the U.S. America's listening to Fox News.
The Tunnel to Towers Foundation is building Do Good Village in Land O'Lakes, Florida. It's a first-of-its-kind community with over 100 homes for program recipients, a place where Gold Star families, families of fallen first responders, and catastrophically injured heroes can live together with neighbors who understand, a place where the children of these families will grow up together. Help America's greatest heroes and their families to heal together. Donate $11 a month to Tunnel to Towers at t2t.org.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
A clean, healthy home is more important than ever. We all want
WIBX First News with Keeler in the morning news time is 8:03, 66 degrees. We'll have your full forecast coming up in just 2 minutes. Your news is brought to you by Mohawk Valley Gives. Help over 150 nonprofit organizations meet our community's greatest needs. Log on to givemv.org to donate today. A boil water advisory is in effect for Sequoia beginning today. Residents may have to boil water for the next week. We'll have all the information and up-to-date information at WIBX950.com over the course of the next several days. New Hartford police saying the report of a man attempting to lure students into the woods at an athletic event was completely made up. Police responded to Perry Junior High School in New Hartford Saturday morning after a student from the Mount Markham School District claimed he'd become disoriented and lost in the woods after a man dressed in camouflage attempted to abduct him. The cross-country event was canceled. An intense search for the white male ensued, using many hours of man, drone, and canine searching. It was determined that the student from the West Winfield area completely made up the story. You can see that full story on the WIBX app. A winning ticket worth more than $9,000 was purchased in Oneida County this past week. A link to the winning numbers can be found at WIBX950.com. The winning ticket in the Take 5 game was purchased at a Cliffs local market in Rome. Well, she got a ticket, but it wasn't a winner. The female driver, identified as 56-year-old Brenda Evans of Utica, was arrested after allegedly driving with a blood alcohol concentration that was more than 3 times the legal limit last week. She was taken into custody near a toll stop on the I-90 exchange in Utica. The new law signed by New York State Governor Kathy Hochul requiring museums to post signage that identifies pieces of art that were looted by the Nazis from 1933 to 1945 is said to be making it easier to return stolen artwork to their rightful owners. At least 600,000 art pieces were looted from Jewish people in the years leading up to and during World War II. Central New York drivers continuing to see savings at the pump following a significant drop in gas prices. AAA says the average cost for a gallon of regular is now $3.85 a gallon. That's down 12 cents in the past week and 52 cents in the past month. Your WIBX Weather Center forecast is brought to you by Cliffs Local Market. They keep you going. A chance of showers and thunderstorms today. The high in the lower 70s. Showers and possibly a thunderstorm tonight with a low around 60 degrees. A chance of showers on Tuesday, mostly cloudy with a high near 69. More showers possible Tuesday night Mostly cloudy with a low around 54. Your temperature brought to you by Hilton Estate and Elder Law. 66 right now. WIBX 950 AM and 106.9 FM News Time is 8:06. Here's Jeff Manaski with sports.
All right, thank you, Christine. A successful weekend for New York sports. We begin this hour with Syracuse. They're now 3-0 on the season. Unbelievable start. A 32-29 thrilling finish at the Dome over Purdue. Garrett Schrader completed 13 of 29 passes, 181 yards, and 3 touchdowns for the Orange. It was a Rondé Gadsden the second. He caught 6 balls for 112 yards, including the game winner. That was one of 2 touchdowns on the day. Syracuse will host Virginia on Friday night at the JMA Wireless Dome. Utica University also improving to 3-0. They pulled out a 23-21 win on the road at Western New England. The Giants 2-0 for the first time in 6 seasons. For the first time since 2016, the Giants moved to the win column for the second straight week, 19-16 over the Carolina Panthers. Graham Gano, 4 for 4 on his field goal attempts, including a 56-yarder that proved to be the game winner. Daniel Jones, just 176 yards and a touchdown in the win, and Saquon Barkley was held to 72 total yards. Joe Flacco threw the go-ahead touchdown pass to Garrett Wilson with 22 seconds left, and they were calling it the miracle. It was a miracle. The Jets scored 2 touchdowns in the final 90 seconds to come back 31-30 in Cleveland. Flacco helped complete the comeback after he got New York within 6 on a 66-yard touchdown pass to Corey Davis, and then the Jets would recover the onside kick. Flacco on the day, the guy should be retired, by the way, 307 yards and 4 touchdown passes.
Wow.
The Jets now 1-1. Meanwhile, the Giants quarterback, 176 yards and a touchdown. Thanks. Baseball over the weekend.
Well, you gotta win.
We did get a win.
Yeah.
The Buffalo Bills will play tonight, a game we'll have for you right here on WIBX 950. Kickoff 7:15. The Bills looking to move to 2-0 on the season. Aaron Judge inching closer to the AL home run record. The Yankees beat the Brewers 12-8 to salvage their series finale in Milwaukee. Judge had a pair of homers to bring his season total now to 59. He's 2 away from the Roger Maris record, which is still tops in the American League. 61 is the number. The Mets plated 4 runs in the bottom of the 8th inning as they beat the Pirates 7-3 in Flushing. They completed a 4-game sweep of the Buccos. Brandon Nimmo broke a 3-3 tie with an RBI single, and Daniel Vogelbach also added insurance runs later in the inning. The Mets still lead the Braves by 1 game because anytime the Mets win, the Braves win, and anytime the Mets lose, the Braves lose.
Yeah,
apparently.
It's the weirdest thing, right? Can I tell you that, you ever have that thing that happens to you overnight, and then you get all riled up, and then you can't sleep?
Right.
That was my night last night, this morning. So about 2 o'clock in the morning, I get a text message. And you get a text message. People aren't normally text messaging you in the middle of the night, right? So I get a message, and it is from a credit card company that says, can you confirm this purchase? $380 at Walmart.com.
Okay.
Just attempted to be made. Well, I didn't make that purchase. So now I'm going through this whole long thing where there's somehow somebody got my credit card information. How do they get? It's got to be a hack type thing. So because they don't have the physical credit card,
right?
But they're trying to make a purchase somewhere on Walmart.com. So you get through the whole thing. So now it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I spent 20 minutes trying to get my card canceled and then replaced, and you're answering all these. I mean, it's good that it's there, right? Having that security there. But in the middle of the night, I then couldn't sleep. So here I am.
Did that actually, I thought you were going to say, oh, and then I realized.
No, someone
my
was
daughter,
using my, no.
Oh, no
Someone
way.
was using, how does that happen? I don't understand. How are they able to have that information? And unless it's stolen from somewhere else where my credit card must be stored. And no, someone was legitimately trying to purchase something at Walmart.com. And everything went through, but something must have been enough to make it seem suspicious that the credit card company alerted me. All I had to do was say yes, and it would have gone through. So they had a lot of information. They had to have They must have even had the security code on the back to make
But
that
it's
purchase.
it's so easy to steal that information. So like when
I
you
guess.
when you're using your card someplace, unless you're physically hiding it, because even
You're right,
the
somebody
chip
could
cards,
see it. You're right.
right? Even the chip cards have the number. Sometimes it's on the back, but someone could easily pretend they're taking a picture of something.
You're right.
And
They're
be
taking a, yeah.
right. And with all
Or-
of these software, and all they need to know is a couple of pieces of information. So, like, if
Or
you're
I'll
wearing,
tell you, the other thing is, or you have a photographic memory where you can look at something and you can remember it. That's
Right,
certainly
but-
possible too.
but
Or
you could-
the gas stations, they put these devices on the pumps and they can rip your information.
Yeah, the skimmer.
Yeah.
right, you should always like try to not forcibly, but like touch that thing so that make sure that it's not like a cover on it. But if you
Right.
use your credit card and somebody's able to
I
capture
always touch it.
if s-
I do.
with a
Yeah.
with you're using your credit card, and then say you're wearing a Proctor High School sweatshirt.
Mm.
All people need to they have your credit card number.
Now they
when they're
kinda-
asking
right.
for your zip code,
Yep.
well, chances are pretty high it's going to be like
It's gonna
whatever.
be one of the Utica zip codes. You're right.
Correct.
So I do have a credit card though that's the Apple card, and it doesn't have any number on it. That's a good card. In fact, you can, like, you have a security code with the Apple card. It keeps changing the security code. So your information is never given to the store. They never have your credit card number. Those obviously
amazing.
that's not the card that I was getting the thievery from. But so now so this card pays for a lot of different things that I have stored. It'll pay for this subscription, that subscription, and you got to think about it. I got to go in and redo all of that because I might have another number. But don't you feel like that's where this actually came from? Somewhere where my card was stored, paying for a subscription,
Yeah.
and then somehow somebody got the information.
It's
It's a good thing, though, that you have these companies trying to prevent the fraud from happening.
It is a good thing, but I'll tell you, I never know because I'm trying to find it in my phone here.
Now this morning I'm going through
Oh, here we
because they
go.
wanted me to go through every charge. Can you look at your recent charges, and is there anything in there that that you didn't make, and they were all. So this is the first time that it had happened.
All right, so here's a perfect example, and I just found it. I got this is a text message I got from no-reply 00 at Netflix-US.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, your Netflix account will be on hold because your payment was declined. Please update your payment info at, and then there's a link with a coded link with.
You got to be careful of that. Is that real?
I don't have a Netflix account.
Wow.
And,
Yeah, so that's a
and there's
fake-
a case number as well.
Sure.
So
you click on that, and you're being scammed.
I'm always worried. Like anytime I get a notification, I got one from PayPal over the weekend. I just started a PayPal not that long
And
ago.
you
and
know
I
what
don't know if it's real
and
or
you're,
not.
You're trained to not click on these links, but when you're busy and something's going on, or you've got a movie that's going to be playing tonight, because you're like, oh, let me just fix this. The best thing to do is to go, if you did have a Netflix account, would be then to log into your Netflix account and handle it that way, not to click on the link that you get in the email.
That's a good tip.
Or even a text message. That can be fraudulent as well.
But to your point, though, it's constant. Like, for instance,
You're in a constant battle to try to keep your information safe.
two-factor authentication. You're in the habit of getting a text message after with a code in it.
Yep.
So
And it's that two-factor thing that's the only thing that prevented this from going. I mean, it would have gone through otherwise. So, got a break. 8:15. We'll come right back. There's an event coming up here locally. We'll talk about some sports too this weekend. What a weekend! Do you know the last time? The last time the New York Jets, the New York Giants, the New York Mets, and the New York Yankees each won on a Sunday? How far that goes back? I'll give you the date coming right up at WIBX.
A clean, healthy home is more important than ever. We all want to live in a safe environment, free from allergens and harmful bacteria. And at ABC ChemDry, that's what we provide our customers every day. Our green certified cleaning solution, The Natural, uses hot carbonation to safely remove up to 98% of allergens from carpet and upholstery. With our patented cleaning process, we can also remove more than 98% of bacteria from tile, stone, grout, and granite countertops. And if you have pets, our pet urine removal treatment called PERT can eliminate more than 99% of pet urine odors and bacteria. We guarantee we'll get the stains out too. And an ABC ChemDry cleaning can even reduce airborne bacteria in your home by up to 89%. Now that's clean. Protect your family. Trust ABC ChemDry, your healthy home authority. Call us at 315-738-1111 or visit abcchemcleaners.com.
Are you getting a high return on your money in the bank? If not, then bring it over to GPO Federal Credit Union. At GPO, our savings rates are high because we're a credit union and our interest is in our members. You'll fall in love with our rates, 2.40% APY for a 5-year term share certificate. Or keep your money liquid with GPO's money market share savings at 0.70% APY. Start building your savings today. GPO has savings products for all generations, from kids' cash savings for youth to retirement accounts for your future. Stop on in to any GPO branch and open your high-interest savings account today to start earning a higher return on your money. CD $1,000 minimum deposit. Money market $2,000 minimum deposit. NCUA insured. Penalty for early withdrawal on term share certificates. Membership eligibility required. Rates subject to change at any time. See branch or gpofcu.com for full details.
Hi, this is Ed Welch for Vehicles for Vision, a vehicle donation program supporting the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. Do you need to get rid of that tired old car, truck, or RV? Visit vehiclesforvision.org. You get a tax deduction, and all the money raised stays right here in Central New York, providing jobs and services for people who are blind or visually impaired. Visit vehiclesforvision.org for more information. The online process is easy and is no cost to you. Again, that's vehiclesforvision.org. That's vehiclesforvision, all one word, .org.
I'm William Attar. Big truck crashes often result in serious injuries or death. After a big truck crash, call William Attar, the largest motor vehicle accident firm in the state. After a serious truck crash, call us right away so our immediate response team can preserve evidence while you focus on your family. Truck crash? Call William Attar, 315-444-4444, South State Street, Syracuse.
Hey business owners, give yourself some credit. If you employ workers in recovery, you can qualify for a $2,000 tax credit. Employing people recovering from substance use or other addictions gives them hope and confidence, purpose. So give yourself some credit. Learn about the recovery-friendly workplace tax credit at oasas.ny.gov. That's oasis.ny.gov. The New York State Office of Addiction Services and Supports. Here for you every step of the way.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
It's 8:19, and we'll tell you a little bit about the TV option that we've been talking about for so long. And it's not quite as easy as just turning on your cable TV. However, I do think that the quality is so much better.
As a matter of fact, some comments.
Okay.
Lance and Lee, the new video looks so sharp, by the way. Can't wait to see Christine in high definition. We've got a couple comments that came in. I know. A couple comments that came in on Friday. Bob, John, how many cameras? Looks good. Shots all look great. Looking good, guys. Stuff like that. And then some comments on the YouTube page itself in regard to what we just talked about. Debbie says, get an RFID wallet so that people can't skim your card.
Yep, that's a good idea. So that actually blocks, I guess they can scan your information right out of even on your driver's license. Your driver's license, the new, if you get one of the, I don't know, the ones I guess we're all supposed to have at some point, right? The higher end license, which has all the security information, that they could steal that. And those come in a sleeve where it prevents, it's like a metal sleeve of sorts, where it prevents your information from getting out there.
Because certain magnets can strip them away?
I have no idea. I don't know how it works. I don't know.
This has happened before with, like, key cards for hotel rooms.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden you can't get into your room.
If you have it in the same pocket as your cell phone, that can be a problem. Greeley says, hold your finger over the address to see the entire address where the email or the text is coming from. That's a good idea. Because it might be like Netflix security dot gringo.com. I don't know if it'd be gringo necessarily, but see what I'm saying?
So what's his tip again? Because this was a text message,
if it's
though.
Netflix, it would have to come. A text message, you will not be able to tell. It's going to come from a number. But if it was an email, you could tell by putting your finger over the address, and it'll give you the exact email. If it doesn't end in Netflix.com, it's not a Netflix email.
Gotcha. Okay. That's a good tip.
So Netflix might be in the address, but or one of the classic tricks is like you'll be getting something from, I don't know, from maybe they'll misspell something. Like it'll be Google, but only one, Google. And you glance at it, you think it's Google, but it's really not.
For all of these subscription services, I'm switching over to the prepaid cards for all of them. Like you
I
get
know
an
people that do
HBO
that.
gift card.
Yeah.
Because then if it runs out, okay, then you just get another gift card, but you never have to worry about, there's so many services that we subscribe to. You never have to worry about somebody, if I see a Netflix card related email, I know it's not correct.
And by the way, one of my subscriptions actually was Carter's. I'm not blaming him, but it was like what's the game where they build stuff, Minecraft, something like that?
Minecraft.
So there's something related to that I pay a subscription for, and I forgot about it. And then, anyway, and then ended up, the bank covered it, but then hit me with a $38 fee on top of that. So you're right about the prepaid card thing, because once it's gone, it's gone. There's the bank covers you and then double charges you later.
Right.
That's actually a really good tip, Christine.
The other thing that I do is I have one card, and usually most banks will allow you to do this. I have one card for things that I absolutely positively have to put on a card, but it only has enough money for whatever transaction I'm putting on that card, and I'll transfer money into it. So that way, and there's no overdraft coverage.
The only problem with that is that your debit cards are not covered the way a credit card is covered. So,
right,
for
but
instance,
I don't put a ginormous purchase on it.
I understand, but for instance, if your credit card will cover any fraudulent charge up to, after $50, they'll cover everything. But a debit card can take the money right out of that account. So you got to be careful how much you put in it if you're using one of those. Probably the prepaid idea is the best thing, Christine. Having a prepaid card, then they're only going to get what they can get out of it.
Right.
Yeah. Let's see. On the New Hartford issue from the cross-country meet the other day, there was even an emergency scroll on TV about the Perry Junior High incident. I think it was during the SU game. I think it was. There were a lot of people that were flipping out over that. Donna, my thoughts, either this kid had a mental issue or parents are forcing the kid to play. Based on what we're hearing, I don't think that is it. And also keep in mind, I think these are junior high kids. So you're talking about 7th, 8th, and 9th graders who are probably fairly immature to handle any situation. If a dad played football, his kid has to play. This is what you're describing, Julie, is Manaski. Yes, Manaski didn't. You're like your kid, right? You want to be careful to not. And it sounds like you're very careful that you're not that dad that's screaming and yelling at his kid.
I don't know. I'm conscious of it. I'm aware of it, but I'm still afraid I'm becoming that dad. The other thing is there's like a what do they say? Like a lost in translation element here, because I played baseball, basketball, football growing up. Basically all three year-round from, 6th grade to senior high, to 12th grade. I never played soccer, and he enjoys it. So I don't know what the proper etiquette is. Like, I can remember there was times when I was playing football and I'd miss a block, and my mother would be like, Jeff!
Yeah.
Right? Okay, that was acceptable. But I don't know, what's acceptable on the soccer field as far as what I can yell, how critical I can be. And again,
well, a lot of the problem
he's 6 years old.
Right.
So I don't want him just screwing around, like staring into the woods, picking daisies. I want him to be engaged in it, but again, he's 6. How engaged is he going to be?
You could always leave it to the coach.
I suppose.
I'm just saying, and that's not easy to do. Let's see here. Michael, reason why there's confusion about the age of the Brewers. Milwaukee lost their team to Atlanta in 1966. The Braves used to be in Milwaukee.
That's true.
And then in 1970, the Brewers came to Milwaukee. And also, Connor, this is the kid from Morrisville going to college for radio and television. Is that what they call it? What do they call it there? What's the program called?
The old program was video journalism, and now the program is I can't remember the name off the top of my head. It's a really long name, but something along the lines of journalism, communications, and online media.
Okay.
Or something like
So
that.
they're trying to stay relevant with everything that's going on.
Yes.
Mike says, so Connor decided to take a vow of poverty by wanting to be in radio. Oh, my, does Mike know? He knows and understands.
Yeah.
A vow of poverty. As long as you're good with that, you're going to be just fine.
I'm all right with it.
Yep, good. You're going to be fine. Just accept it. 8:27, Christine updates the news. Coming right up. Stand by. Monday morning at WIBX.
Sometimes my inner me wishes it could have a do-over. I mean, I wish I'd traveled more. I wish I'd never cut my bangs. I even wish I hadn't chosen the bank I did.
Well, some do-overs are easier than others. You should make the switch to Adirondack Bank. They're a local bank with friendly people and competitive products. I just opened a hometown checking account. There's no fees or minimum balances, and I even get online banking and mobile banking.
Well, switching to Adirondack Bank really does sound like the do-over I need. Oh, but I still wish I'd never gotten that spring break tattoo.
That one is harder to fix.
Make the switch and open your hometown checking account today. There's a minimum deposit of $25 to open the account. Visit your local branch or online at adkbank.com for more information. Member FDIC.
Hey, listen, it is the end of summer sale going on right now at Sarah's Flooring Outlet. The end of summer, 99 cents per square foot commercial carpet sale going on right now. And we're nearing the end of summer. As a matter of fact, it'll be this week. We officially will enter fall this week. And Sarah's Flooring Outlet is also the area's leading flooring store for Pergo Extreme by Mohawk. And it's the area's only lowest price guarantee on Pergo Extreme. That's within a 60-mile radius of their store. They'll beat anyone's Pergo Extreme price. And Pergo Extreme is just better, offering deeper visuals, a deeper protection, a deeper warranty. It's 100% dent-proof, waterproof, kid-proof, pet-proof. Only at Sarah's Flooring will you get the 60-mile price guarantee on Pergo Extreme. It's the largest inventory in Central New York, and it's at their all-new Route 49 facility. Online, go to their website at sarahsflooringoutlet.com and get a $50 coupon off your next $500 purchase, $500 or more, or save 6 months interest-free financing on any financing that you do through Sarah's. It's the best place for flooring in Sarah's Flooring Outlet, Route 49 Plaza, River Road, Marcy, and online at sarahsflooringoutlet.com.
WIBX First News with Keeler in the morning. News time is 8:29. 68 degrees, partly cloudy. We'll have your full forecast coming up in just 2 minutes. Your news is brought to you by the Forgo Agency. They want to be your insurance people. Call 797-8080. Visit them online or stop in and see them on Route 12B in New Hartford. Queen Elizabeth's coffin is proceeding through the streets of London at this hour. Big Ben is tolling in her honor as mourners gather to view the procession. Dignitaries from around the world, including President Biden and royal family members, were in attendance at the funeral at Westminster Abbey. The Queen's coffin is headed to Wellington Arch before going to her final resting place in Windsor. An event unlike any in modern history played out this morning in London as the state funeral of Queen Elizabeth II took place. The service was attended by an estimated 2,000 people, including heads of state and members of the royal family. That is not counting the thousands of mourners who were outside. President Biden declaring an end to the COVID health emergency after 2.5 years. Appearing on CBS's 60 Minutes, Biden said the pandemic is over. He did acknowledge that the U.S. still has a problem with the virus that has killed more than 1 million Americans. A Ukrainian official says there's evidence of over 30,000 war crimes committed by Russian forces since the beginning of the war. Appearing on CBS's Face the Nation, Prosecutor General Andrei Kostin says there's a pattern to how Russian forces occupy new territory. It's a reference to a massacre that happened outside Kyiv in April, where hundreds of bodies of civilians were discovered after the area was liberated. The damages trial of InfoWars host Alex Jones continues this week in a Connecticut Superior Court. The court is working to determine how much Jones should have to pay for repeatedly claiming on the internet show that the 2012 Sandy Hook Elementary School shootings were a hoax. The families of multiple Sandy Hook victims and an FBI agent have already won the case by default. The hearing will determine how much Jones owes them. And this one's for Andrew Derminio. The Packers picking up their first win of the season with a 27-10 win over the Bears on Sunday Night Football. Aaron Jones rushed for 132 yards and a score for Green Bay, which moves to 1-1.
I just want to congratulate the Packers and Andrew on their first win because the Giants, we've already got 2. So congrats on your first one, Andrew.
Yeah, wild. Who'd have thought the Giants would be where they are right now? Yeah. Okay, Christine, the forecast, we are going to see a little bit of a, fall arrives this week, and it does seem like the temperatures will fall in accordingly.
Yes, your WRBX Weather Center forecast is brought to you by Hilton Estate and Elder Law. We do have a chance of showers and thunderstorms. The high today in the lower 70s, showers and possibly a thunderstorm tonight with a low around 60. Tuesday, as Bill says, the temperature is starting to fall a little bit more. Chance of showers, mostly cloudy with a high just near 69 degrees. And Tuesday night, a low around 54. Starting to get cool at night. Your temperature brought to you by Hilton Estate and Elder Law, 66 right now at 8:32.
Bullcrap. I mean, whatever happened to global warming? I mean, we've been told about it, and we're going to be in the 60s in September.
Look, I just, as far as the nighttime temperature goes, I had the air on again last night because it was really
muggy. It was warm this morning coming out. I couldn't believe how mild it was. I want to switch gears a little bit. Rogers Healy is the CEO of the Rogers Healy Company, I believe is what that's called. He'll correct me if I'm wrong. And, through COVID, you had all of this protection for renters. And then, unfortunately, many of them decided not to pay and not to pay and not to pay. And a lot of that protection is running out. It's estimated that 3.8 million renters will likely be evicted over the course of the next couple of months. Wow. Rogers Healy, good morning. Okay.
Last or what it was going to actually do, but it definitely shifted the real estate market pretty substantially, pretty quickly. And, when you kind of read the fine print, really what's happening here is people that overpaid or paid retail plus for, highly dense, zone land, they're going to have to make that money up with increasing rents. And this is all across the country. I'm in Dallas, Texas, but we've got this happening literally everywhere. So I do think we're going to see some people, unfortunately have to be displaced. But all in all, I don't think it's going to be as much of a nightmare as people are thinking.
Yeah.
All right, 3.8 million, right, as a percentage of the population is if we had 380 million people, that would be 1% in the country. When we say 3.8 million renters, are we talking about units? Or is one renter like a family of 4? Because, I mean, this has
it's probably what
such
it is.
a large impact. Yeah. That's so many people.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be units. I think it's going to be people. But, evictions happened before COVID as well. And you've seen people then I don't want to say they've not taken advantage of the system, but we've had processes in place to protect them. And really the last 6 months to 12 months, things have been relatively normalized.
Right.
I do think it's going to be nasty, but what is happening now is that millennials are controlling the real estate market. And millennials historically have not saved their money up because they want to rent in areas that, they're used to, but they've been moving outside the bullseye a few layers where hopefully, they'll become qualified home buyers in the next few years.
Well, what this really means is those empty nesters are screwed. Yeah. Those kids are coming home.
Well, maybe they're not screwed though. They want the family feeling, don't they?
Maybe
empty
they do.
Nesters,
Maybe
right?
they do. I don't know. There are some that don't. Some that do. Some that don't.
And I think to play to your point too, empty nesters are cashing out, and they're actually becoming renters. where most people would think empty nesters would downsize and buy another place, but a lot of developers are actually developing properties for empty nesters to rent.
Right.
Millennials are paying top dollar. They're cashing out, and they're the reason that some of these rent prices have increased to over $2,000 a month, which sounds kind of ridiculous. But when you've got a nest egg, $2,000 a month it's kind of a drop in the bucket.
Right.
So yeah, I do think it's an interesting time to be on all sides of real estate.
Very interesting time. There's no doubt about it. And I just think too that that compounded with the problems we had, where there were all of these protections where you couldn't evict, and instead of making payments to the landlords, no payments were being made.
Yeah.
Put many landlords right out of business, especially the mom and pop type situation where they ended up having to get rid of those houses.
Yep.
But it's yet another one of the programs that the government put into place to protect without thinking the whole thing through. And I realize this is different. This problem you're talking about is different, but combine this with everything else, and therein lies the real estate world.
Yeah, or I think they put it in place not thinking it was going to last for 2 years.
Right.
In March of 20, we all thought this was going to last for a few weeks or maybe a few months.
Yep.
It lasted for a few years. So
yeah.
I think at the root of it was really trying to help everybody, and not just a moratorium. There's also the ability to go delay your mortgage payments, and that kind of came to a screeching halt as well. So this did not just help one type of of user. It's just now that the music has stopped, we've got to figure out a way to maintain our livelihood. But sometimes logic seems to take over, and here we are.
One final note on this, and I'd like your take on it. But that whole moratorium on mortgages and on car loans specifically, I had felt like the companies were way too eager to get you to forego payment. And it just didn't make sense to me. Like they seem excited about it. Well, yeah, they are, because while they're delaying those payments, it does not delay interest. Who didn't pay on their car loans for 4, 5, 6 months are now in a situation where you get to the end of the loan and your vehicle isn't worth what you're still paying. You're still paying on it. Became a real problem.
Yeah, I mean, well, also it's a balloon payment. It's not like you go and you have to pay all those payments you didn't pay for 5 or 6 months. You pay them at the end, and all of a sudden, reality just slaps you in the face.
Yep.
And then you're upside down. You overpaid. You panic bought, and then what you thought was worth $1 was worth 80 cents. And so that's just uneducated purchasing, no matter what. But again, most people did that, from toilet paper to cars to real estate, and now again, here we are getting a little dose of reality.
Rogers Healy, thank you for the time. We appreciate it. Let's do it again.
You got it. Take care.
Have a great day. And we'll wrap up here for Monday morning, 8:39. All this morning, as we've been going on, the Queen's funeral has been happening, and it is just seems to be wrapping up in London. It's quite amazing what has been done, as it is breaking news around the world, not just in Great Britain. We'll get to all that coming up in a second. 8:39 at WIBX.
This is Harry G., the heat pump expert from Country Suburban. With New York State planning to eliminate fossil fuels, heat pumps are the wave of the future. Heat pumps can save you up to 30% or more on your heating and cooling bills. Right now, you can receive up to $20,000 in heat pump incentives. Call 315-735-5300, 5300, 300 for 300 for 300 for free estimate.
It's a necessity.
New tires for the car? Here's my card.
I order takeout, use my card. And most of us just accept the high interest rates credit cards charge as a necessary evil.
What are you going to do?
Get a low fixed-rate credit card consolidation loan from Lightstream from $5,000 to $100,000 and pay off those credit card balances. Apply online, and you could get your money as soon as the day you apply. The average credit card company charges over 19% APR. But with Lightstream, you can get a fixed rate as low as 5.73% APR with autopay and excellent credit.
Now I can pay off my high-interest credit cards and save money with a much lower rate.
Apply today at lightstream.com/radio and get an additional interest rate discount. That's lightstream.com/radio. lightstream.com/radio.
Subject to credit approval. Rates range from 5.73% APR to 19.99% APR and includes 0.5% auto pay discount. Lowest rate requires excellent credit. Terms and conditions apply and offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com/radio for more information.
Hi, this is John Calabrese. Is your company looking to hire qualified, dependable employees but unsure of where to look? Let Express Employment Professionals take on the recruitment and hiring process for you. We're a locally owned, full-service staffing firm. We'll help you find your next star employees. Business decisions come down to time and money, and Express can save you both. We take on finding employees for you so you can focus on meeting your business goals. Find us on the web at expressmohawkvalley.com for details on how to get started. Are you looking for a great job? Stop searching. ECR International is hiring for assemblers and maintenance technicians. You could be working for the company that actually helped kickstart the world-famous Boilermaker Road Race. Both of the positions that we're currently hiring for offer excellent pay with a full benefits package. Instead of waking up every day dreading work, wake up and have a fulfilling job working for a great local company. Work for ECR International. To find out more, just call Express Employment at 315-790-5723.
50 years. 50 years. That's the number of years the Potting Shed Antiques has been bringing exquisite antiques to the Mohawk Valley, and Don and Nancy Hartman want to celebrate with you. Stop into the Potting Shed Antiques on Saturday, September 24th from 10 to 4 and enjoy 50% off everything in the store. Some exclusions may apply. All month long, sign up to win a $500 shopping spree. Celebrate 50 years with the Potting Shed Antiques. 52 Oriskany Boulevard, Whitesboro, or online at thepottingshedantiques.com.
Are you getting a high return on your money in the bank? If not, then bring it over to GPO Federal Credit Union. At GPO, our savings rates are high because we're a credit union and our interest is in our members. You'll fall in love with our rates, 2.40% APY for a 5-year term share certificate. Or keep your money liquid with GPO's money market share savings at 0.70% APY. GPO has savings products for all generations, from kids' cash savings for youth to retirement accounts for your future. Stop on in to any GPO branch and open your high-interest savings account today to start earning a higher return on your money. CD, $1,000 minimum deposit. Money market, $2,000 minimum deposit. NCUA insured. Penalty for early withdrawal on term share certificates. Membership eligibility required. Rates subject to change at any time. See branch or gpofcu.com for full details.
Warner Sales and Service. Building relationships, building trust.
Contractors and landscapers, rent your way to greater profits with Bobcat equipment from Warner Sales and Service. From heavy work right down to the fussy stuff, Bobcat loaders, excavators, and a wide variety of attachments will handle all the tough jobs like lifting, digging, pushing, carrying, as well as the more precise applications, grading, and leveling. You'll be able to take on more jobs and get your current projects done with Warner Sales and Service. Whether it's the tough lifting and digging or the more precise work with attachments, you name it, Warner Sales and Service has the Bobcat rental to make sure your projects get done. Tough jobs demand tough equipment. So when you have a tough job, run a Bobcat machine. So stop in today at Warner Sales and Service, just off of Route 365 between Rome and Verona, and at WarnerSS.com.
Warner's, where quality still counts. At Warner's.
Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. So you have to drive 300 miles to your cousin's wedding. Okay, so it's his fourth. But you know what they say, fourth time's the charm. Well, here's the problem. Your tires are as bald as I am. But lucky for you, eBay Motors has tires for just about every make and model. Plus wheels, lug nuts, jack stands, and more. 122 million parts. Do they have tissues? Oh, good, because I'm definitely a crier. Get the right parts at the right prices. eBay Motors. Let's ride.
Are you looking for an exciting career with state benefits and a pension? New York State Department of Transportation has immediate openings for highway maintenance workers and fleet mechanics. Join the State Department of Transportation and spend your days ensuring safe roads for the people who live in your community. Excellent health benefits, annual paid leave, and New York State pension. Join our team by applying today at ny.gov/DOT-jobs. That's ny.gov/DOT-jobs. We take tremendous pride in keeping roads safe for the public. It's you that can help make a difference.
Hey, listen, Adirondack Bank has the perfect mortgage ready for you, whether you're in a first home situation, you're retiring, or you're downsizing. It's a camp. Some of these camps are they're not camps anymore. These are beautiful homes. So the mortgage tailored perfectly for your needs. Fixed conventional mortgage, construction mortgages through Adirondack Bank, FHA, VA mortgages, second time, home, vacation home, investment property, camp financing program, and mortgages for USDA rural housing loans as well. It's a local bank with local decisions, and it all begins at adkbank.com. A mortgage tailored perfectly to your needs. For your mortgage, contact Adirondack Bank today. Adirondack Bank, member FDIC.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
All right, over the weekend, our man, Mr. Rabitsky, made his way to Citi Field. Did you see him on TV? Did you see him?
No.
I don't think I did either, but I did see some pictures that he sent. Here he is, now back fresh from the Big Apple. From Queens is Stefan Rabitsky.
Well, hello, Bill.
Well, hello, Stefan. How was the... Listen, you got to see the Mets sweep the...
Yes, actually, I saw them win 3 in a row. I didn't see yesterday's game.
All right, cool.
But I got a Gary Cohen bobblehead.
I did see that.
It was Gary Cohen bobblehead night.
That was...
and I even got Gary Cohen's signature on the box.
Wow.
Wait. So you met him?
Yes, I did. I met him, and I talked to him for a little bit.
How did you get there? How did you get there to see him? Where'd you go?
We were near the section where the broadcast booth is, so I waited for him to exit.
Nice. You were stalking. I love it. I love it. So, what did you guys chat about? Anything big?
I told him I was from Utica. He says, "Oh, the Utica Blue Sox."
Oh, okay. He's got some knowledge there. Yeah, pretty wild.
And I told him I went to a couple Syracuse Mets games this year.
Well, Scherzer, who just pitched in Syracuse, is pitching tonight for the Mets.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be good. All right. So you got to see some great games. And, Mets sweeping the Pirates. That's a pretty big deal. And you got the bobblehead. You now are going to need the Keith Hernandez and the what's his name?
Ron Darling?
Ron Darling. And then you'll have the full set.
Yes, I will.
Okay, cool. All right, Stefan. Thanks, man. Have a great day.
You're welcome. Let's go Mets.
Yeah.
Well,
Mets in Milwaukee tonight.
How did he get home? Do we know?
I believe he had family. The whole. Yeah.
Awesome.
Did you see though that the Braves fans are irate at the Mets broadcast team, who Stefan got to meet, because they apparently, the way they handled Ozzie Albies' injury, they apparently aren't happy with the way that the Mets crew handled it.
So he had been out for quite some time and just came back, and then apparently is injured again. Do you have the audio there?
I was looking for the audio, and I can't get it to play.
I can't connect here. I can try to play this off my laptop. It's about a 15-second clip.
Maybe this is it. Maybe this is it right here. Let's try.
So the big news last night for the Braves was that Ozzie Albies came back from 3 months on the sidelines with a foot injury. Tonight, Ozzie Albies suffered a fractured finger in his second game back.
No.
Nice having you back, Ozzie.
Over that.
I think that's ridiculous, because if you listen to Keith Hernandez right there, He's, Keith Hernandez is like a player's player. He's all about, it's like, oh, no, that's just so terrible. He's being sincere. He's not being sarcastic.
Correct.
And, Gary's just doing what he does. It's just like, well, nice having you back. And now you're gone. Hey, we're used to it, as every team is used to it. That's ridiculous.
Here is the back and forth, and I guess most of this came from Twitter, and it was a lot of comments via baseball GIFs here because they kept playing that audio clip. I've respected them thus far, but this is just out of pocket and made me lose all respect. And again, that's for the Mets. The clip is labeled, "The Mets organization desperately needs some class."
I see that.
Cohen is nothing more than a fan in the booth and an overrated announcer as well. And then the amazing Mets, which it can't be the team site. It can't be the team site. I believe this is a fan site. It says, it was nice having him back. It's not our fault it only lasted one day.
Yeah.
Which is true. It's not like we threw at him and hurt him.
This person says they're the most unprofessional announcers. It's like they just randomly picked up two guys off the street. I completely disagree. You have Keith Hernandez and Ron Darling in the booth, who I think do a great job. I love, maybe it's just because I'm a Mets fan, but hello, it's the Mets broadcast.
Yeah.
It just like the Braves broadcast is
not doing the Padres games.
Right. They're not going to be independent. They're going to favor their home team. The Braves radio team favors the Braves. The Yankees the home broadcast team favors the Yankees. But if it's on CBS Radio Sports, you're going to expect balance. Right? That's the difference. And by the way, Ron Darling is on many of those.
CBS.
He's all over the place.
Yep.
And he comes in as a commentator, as obviously a former pitcher, and he's fair and balanced.
You would know this.
But he's a former Met. I mean, you got to both of them.
He's on TBS's national broadcast team, and
Yeah.
he's also on the panel for MLB Network once in a while.
And then he does a bunch of playoff games.
And you'll find in the playoffs that Ron Darling will not be with SNY because he'll be doing some playoff games, national.
Because he's the main color analyst for TBS when they have the postseason.
And Keith Hernandez is there because Keith Hernandez is Keith Hernandez.
Correct.
And I just think it's funny because sometimes they make fun of him because they'll ask him a question. It'll be kind of like Davey. It'll be like, I don't even want to get into that. I'm not going to talk about it. It's like, well, you're here to talk about that. Like when I say to Davey, what number caller? I don't know. You pick it. That's kind of like a Keith Hernandez move. All right? That's exactly a Keith Hernandez move. But you're talking about one of the greatest defensive players that the Mets have ever had, period.
And was one of their leaders when they won the World Series.
No
in
doubt
86.
about it. And it's instrumental in 86.
Two things real quick. One, I do agree that a lot of the broadcasts, you get guys who are homers. They are pro the team they are calling. But again, you heard it in the clip there of Keith. He's legitimately saying no, like he doesn't want to see the other team get injured, right? He doesn't want it.
Yep.
And the second thing to the point about Keith Hernandez, I'll tell you this. This was the game the other night. Maybe it was about a week ago. But so who called in? Why can't I think of it? Stephen was down there. He got the Gary Cohen bobblehead.
Mm-hmm.
And they're doing something special for Keith Hernandez. I think it was on Saturday, September 17th.
Yeah. His number was not whenever it happened, but his number was retired.
Yeah, they did something special. So
they made it into the Mets Hall of Fame or whatever it was.
They came back from a break and had him do the promo for it. And he's reading off the script, and he goes, make sure you come down because they'll be honoring me on December 15th here at Citi Field. And the guys start laughing, and they go, on when? He goes, oh, I'm sorry. What did I say? They said December 15th.
I saw this.
How'd you get this wrong? You're number 17. How do you not know that's how they picked the day?
Yeah.
Right? So it just because he's just like a normal guy. Look, he got a couple of years ago, and I thought this was hilarious. I know it's not professional, but he was in the booth with Gary. This was before Ron Darling, and they're coming back from a break, and you hear Keith go, hey, look at that girl down there in section whatever, because he thought she was attractive.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, he's just a normal guy.
He is. And where Ron Darling is more of Ron Darling, I think, where did he go to college? Like Harvard or something. I mean, Ron Darling's a smart guy. And I think he's really smart when it comes to talking baseball. But he's more of a broadcaster then you're going to get a Keith Hernandez is a former player who just so happens to be on that broadcast team. But Gary Cohen is excellent and is fair. But when there's a difference. If there's a home run and it's Milwaukee tonight, Gary Cohen is not going to be overly excited. It's the home broadcast team.
Right.
If a Met knocks it out of the park, he's going to be excited. That's just the way it is. Yeah. They were not making fun of an injury. I think that's ridiculous.
Ron Darling in college was recruited to play quarterback at Yale University.
Yale, yeah.
How about that?
Yeah. Anyway, that's what. Christine, do you want to add to this? I mean, you're a big, big Mets fan, I know.
I am a big, big Yankees fan who hardly ever watches the Yankees.
Well, listen, this has been a frustrating year, but a good year for both Mets and Yankees. We're both in it right now.
Exciting.
And based on where we are right now with 15, 16 games left, you're most likely talking about playoff action. How far everybody goes remains to be seen, but it's pretty cool. I mentioned earlier that the Queen and her funeral, it's now coming to a close. I guess just like any other funeral, she's headed off now to the cemetery. Is that what happens next?
She's going to Westminster.
Westminster. Okay.
That's where she'll be buried.
David Beckham.
Yeah.
You would think that, there you get certain privileges because you're a celebrity of sorts.
A celebrity line for the funeral, yeah.
David Beckham stood in line for 13 hours with everybody else and paid his respect to Queen Elizabeth. Here are a couple of his exiting comments on why it was important to him and his family to be there. Here we go.
I grew up in a family that were all royalists, and today I think back to my grandparents, because if my grandparents were alive, they would have been here. So it's nice to be here to celebrate with everybody, the life of Her Majesty and the legacy that she's left. Lucky as a nation to have someone that has led us the way Her Majesty has led us, with kindness, with caring, and always reassurance. Her Majesty was someone special and will be missed not just by everyone in our country, but everyone around the world.
Yeah, it's true. And so we've talked about how I have a child who's actually studying a semester there in London and is there right now. Said that this morning, and she sent us a video, that she was in the grocery store this morning, and there was a certain point where everyone stopped in the grocery store and throughout Great Britain. And there was a 2-minute moment of silence where all of a sudden everything stopped. So imagine you're in the grocery store and everybody stopped. They put their head down and had a 2-minute moment of silence this morning.
Two things. If a sports star the level of David Beckham was in a line like this in the United States for 13 hours, he would have had to sign 1,300 soccer balls.
You're right.
People would not leave him alone. I don't think that happened here.
Didn't happen here. It's really interesting.
And if you were in the grocery store and this happened, where this 2-minute moment of silence, I can guarantee you in the United States, half of the grocery store would go, screw that, I'm going to cut to the front of the line now, because that means I can get in and out of here quick.
You're right.
It's a totally different world.
It does seem to be a little different in the way they handle their pomp and circumstance.
The way he calls Her Majesty.
Yeah.
Repeatedly. That that doesn't happen here. I'm sorry.
And this is both sides. So you have conservatives and liberals and moderates in Great Britain as well. Yet they don't look at it that way when it comes to this. It is a loss for everybody, and we're not in that place right now in our country. There would be people cheering depending on which person passed away.
It's disgusting.
Yeah. Some think one has already passed away. I'm just saying. I could be wrong.
Did you see the interview last night?
I did. Listen, he's old. And when he's saying, when it comes to running again in 2 years, well, I'm saying I'm leaving it open. That doesn't mean it's actually going to happen. No one thinks it's going to happen.
No.
But we said the same things about Ronald Reagan, and now he's one of the most revered former presidents.
Well, time does that to presidents, doesn't it? Interesting.
But I remember people talking about, his mental aptitude at the time.
And unfortunately, we learned a lot more afterwards. Hate to do this to you, Christine, but it's time to go. WIBX, Utica, Rome. It's 9 o'clock.
It hasn't happened in 262 years. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. A funeral for a monarch at London's Westminster Abbey. For Queen Elizabeth, whose 70-year reign was the longest in British history.
Few leaders receive